Hello and good afternoon, evening, wherever it is, wherever you are. Hey, I'm Ryan. Welcome to Tuesday Tips and Tricks for Magicians. And I'm going to be honest with you, just not feeling it today, man. I'm just not feeling inspired or inspiring at the moment. Been thinking about something today that's kind of got me. It's a challenge. It's a challenge trying to figure out what it means to do a magic show the way that everyone's been talking about trying to do it. Using this medium, this little camera, coming through the internet live to an audience, and trying to do a magic show. People have done magic on TV before. David Copperfield, Lance Burton, great magic on TV over the years. But I know, and perhaps you've had this experience where you'd see that, and after a big special comes out, you'd be performing the next week, and someone would say, "Oh man, you saw that show? They flew across the Grand Canyon. It was incredible." And you're able to show them a card trick or something close up, and it suddenly blows their mind because of the intimacy of that, because of that connection of magic. Magic in person is intrinsically, tangibly different than magic through a screen. Anything can happen. I could have a team of people waiting just outside this screen to load ducks into this picture. You don't know. You don't know what's going on. But when you're here in person, you can feel it, and you understand what is possible and what is not possible. There is a feeling of magic, the appearance of magic that truly only exists in a live environment. So what does it mean to do a virtual magic show, to do a magic show online? I don't know yet. I don't know yet what that means. One of the big challenges we're talking about, and I've been chatting with people on the technical side of things because I've been doing a lot of live productions and live lectures for the IBM, and doing a movie screening with Lance Burton and having guests come in and do these live shows. So I've been talking to a lot of people on the technical side and how to technically produce the show. Easy. It's the easy part. But it's about that content, and particularly that connection, that isn't such an easy answer. So it's one thing to be able to talk and share stories. That works well through this medium, being able to connect with people. The camera intrinsically makes our communication a little bit more personal than it would be if we were in a large room, with a large audience. So that's okay. But the magic, does it exist? If I do a card trick and I pick a card, you didn't have any input on that. You don't know if that's legit. This could be anything. So does magic still exist through a virtual magic show? On the technical side, there are ways to have some degree of interaction. But it's weird. It's different than normal magic show interaction. It's like magicians think, oh, I need someone there in order to randomize the procedure. That's about all they can do, right? They can say stop at a certain moment, or they can pick a number from 1 to 10. There's not much interaction beyond that's happening in these live magic shows. So is that even necessary? If you need to convince someone that it's random, do you really need someone on screen to pick a number? Because what makes that any more trustworthy? If you want to pick a random card, what if you just did it like this? Is that random? I don't know. Is it more or less random? Do you need somebody to give you a number? I don't know. I'm really touchy about audience interaction because my style of performing is 95% audience interaction. And one of the greatest compliments I ever remember receiving after a show was somebody came up to me, and it was a fellow magician from the local club, and he said, Ryan, it was really nice that you're the only magician I've ever seen who listens to their audience. And I took that to heart because that's important to me. When I'm interacting with my audience, it is a two-way exchange. I am talking with them, not at them, which is a common fault, I think, of performers with their audience interaction. They just want meat puppets. They want people to come up and hold the card and don't say a word. I've looked at the script. You don't have any lines. And they don't want interaction. They just want a hand to be a part of their show. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So how can I get to that next level of interaction, that true collaborative interaction through this virtual medium? And I don't know. I'm struggling with that. I haven't, honestly, I've done one live performance on video so far. And I don't know. I don't know. Tried a couple things, worked out all right, but I definitely don't feel like I've cracked that nut. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to leave at least one thought, perhaps to inspire something, to push you, to challenge you. I see a lot of people looking at how to do a live magic show or a virtual magic show and thinking, how can I take what I already do and adjust it to this? And I want to challenge you. Instead of thinking that way, instead of thinking, let's see what I used to do and duct tape it into this new scenario, what if we radically accept this? That's a term I learned from a friend who's a therapist. What happens if you radically accept, which means just give in to this new reality 100% with no holds, nothing held back. Radically accept, which means, what if virtual magic shows, online magic shows, were the only thing you will ever do for the next 20 years? Are you going to still try and adapt what you did have into this new world? Or could you start from nothing and build something tailored to this radically accepted reality? I know there's a lot of politics around this, but let's just say there will be no live performances for the next 4 months. Let's just say that for a moment, because right now there's nothing to believe that will not be true. I mean, again, whatever. But what if for the next 4 months, at least, there are no live performances in a group? So forget that show. Forget that show for that situation. Think about, what is the show for this situation? What does that mean to create a show exclusively for this medium, this way of connecting? First of all, you have, if you do have any audience response, I don't want to call it interaction because it's pretty much just audience response. If you have any audience response, you got to think, depending on the medium that you're using, there's like a 5, 10, 30-second delay, which caught me off guard. Even though I knew about it, it still caught me off guard. My first show, I was having people pick envelopes. It's doing the colored envelopes, and even then, it's pick an envelope, and there was an awkwardly long pause before I got any response from anybody, like 30 seconds. So how can you develop that into a thing? How can you ask a question knowing that you won't get an answer for 30 seconds? What do you do in the meantime? How do you plan for that? How do you build around that limitation? Right? So everything could be different. Like I said, picking a card. This is no longer a reasonable way to have a card chosen. You can't have someone say stop because there's that delay. It doesn't mean anything having someone say stop through the video. So how do you pick a card in this new reality? As I said, you could throw them in the air. You could put them into a Ziploc bag, which I have Ziploc bags everywhere. Put them into a Ziploc bag and shuffle them up. Maybe that's more legitimate. You could have, you could grab a clump of cards and set them out in a little tray. I don't have anything, but set them out in a tray. Then you're going to have someone pick a number from 1 to 5. Maybe that's more fair. But the point is, the old rules don't apply. So what is the new rule? You get to make them up. You get to choose your own adventure from here on in, and make a show exclusively for this. You don't have to start with a full show. Start with 5 minutes. Start with 10 minutes. Work your way up, just like you did when you were getting into magic. Any trick you currently do doesn't get a free pass. It has to earn its way into your virtual magic show. You have to challenge it. You have to poke at it. You have to say, is this the right thing for this situation? It may have been the right thing previously. That doesn't apply. What's now? What's happening now, man? So, as I said, I have more questions about this than I have answers. But that's my challenge for you, is to rethink this, not as a quick fix or a temporary thing. Think of this as, what if this is the new reality for the next however many months? And commit to it. Worst case scenario, you have a new show. It's not so bad. You're not giving up your old show to do this. You're just putting it on the shelf for now. Because, hey, this online meeting thing is not going away. Even when the isolation, the quarantine stuff is long gone. Online meetings are only growing. So it's not a bad idea to have a product that you can sell in this medium that's only growing. Regardless of what you think about the virus or this quarantine, just think. Just like close-up magic. You don't walk into a close-up gig and say, I'm going to do all my stage tricks but smaller. You don't walk onto a 500-person stage and say, I'm going to do the vanishing dime trick. Right? You think about what you're doing to fit that venue, to fit that audience. I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks for watching Tuesday Tips and Tricks, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully I'll have more answers for you by then. Have a good week. Bye.